we will now have the satisfaction to hear from Bethany Nielsen. Bethany is a very active person. She loves to jump rope and she likes to play ultimate frisbee and go on walks with her husband. She also told me that she loves to cook and sing, and she said she likes to roll down the car, or the window in her car, and belt out the music while she's singing. So. Bethany is the oldest of 4 children, and I can relate to that because I'm also the oldest of 4. So, Bethany was born in Provo, and she currently lives in West Valley. She's attending school to earn her degree in elementary education, and she was able to visit one of the world wonders, Machu Picchu, while she was on an 18th-month mission for the LDS Church. And so that's what she's chosen to talk to us about today. So we're going to turn the time over to Bethany.
You're in. And what do they have in common?
Oldest.
Yeah, oldest in the family.
Yes.
4.
And how did she give her credibility on her topic?
She went to Machu Picchu for her mission.
Good. Yeah, living there would make a difference. And notice how Bethany held her note cards in one hand. Not easy to do. It's really tempting to hold with both hands because it's kind of a security blanket there. That's very helpful. Okay. I say take Bethany and Hillary.
How would you feel if someone bursted into your home, took all of your most prized possessions, and then began to destroy them right in front of you? Like say, maybe your Barbie is your most favoriteest thing, and somebody comes over and just bloop, takes off the little Barbie's head. Or maybe you're all about your cell phone, and somebody comes over and they just like crash it on the ground. Or maybe you really like pictures. Somebody takes those. Or maybe you're a journal writer, and you write every day, and somebody just goes and tears apart your journals, or like books and things that your family has had for generations. How would you feel? 500 years ago, this happened to a people in Peru called the Incas. The Incas had a lot of gold, and many people wanted it. And the Spanish in particular, they really wanted it, and so they crossed the seas and came to Peru so that they could have it. But the Incas didn't just hand it over. They didn't even know these guys. In order to have the gold, for themselves, they would have to kill the Incan king, as well as kill off a lot of Incan culture. Over here I have a picture. This is Atahualpa, the Incan king. He was killed, and also to obtain control, the Spaniards destroyed many artifacts, many sacred buildings, including temples, and they forced the Incan people to join their religion. So many of the Incans, they had to get rid of all of these things, but they also managed to keep some of them hidden and away from all of the Spanish. And one of these things is Machu Picchu. Machu Picchu is also known as the sacred city that's hidden in the cloud, it's hidden high in the mountains. Machu Picchu is one of the 7 wonders of the world and was rediscovered by Hiram Bingham, who came on an assignment to Peru in hopes of finding anything of cultural value that was left behind. And he talks of that in his biography that was recorded in the National Geographic. When it was found, it was covered with leaves, which they had to remove, and they also found dead bodies. There are several different opinions and ideas for why Machu Picchu was totally abandoned. Some people think that it was because of starvation and that they ran out of provisions. Others think that it was a plague. I was told when I was up there that those who lived there didn't want the Spanish to find it, so they stayed there and they died to preserve the secret. So, some pretty neat mysteries to think about. Machu Picchu was considered to be an ancient temple. There is a quarry, I believe that it's in this area, where there's rocks that they take from the mountains, they carve out into perfect squares in order to form these buildings, and they move these huge rocks across this mountain, and they align them in totally perfectly to make these incredible buildings. There are several rooms that are for instruction, where they learn about the stars. They also perform different rituals, and they'd offer different sacrifices. So, and as you can see, right along here, there are several areas for agriculture, where they would grow, all of the crops were grown, and they could feed all of the population of Machu Picchu. And there's also a very creatively constructed water system, and it was all watered, and it had enough water in order to take care of all the population of Machu Picchu, which is really awesome. One legend about Machu Picchu is that Machu Picchu has several tunnels from all over Peru that connect to Machu Picchu. And they believe that the Incans built them and hid gold inside of them. Many people have entered these tunnels and not come back out alive. There's one man that's said to have made it through one of these tunnels, and he now lives in Cusco today. So I had an opportunity to visit one of the tunnels. It was 2 hours away from Cusco. But we didn't go inside. So there's 3 basic beliefs that the Incans believed in. They believed, they had 3 basic principles: don't lie, don't cheat, and don't steal. And they believed that the root of all evil kind of sprung from not following these 3 things. So yeah. So Machu Picchu today is a tourist attraction. In the Peruvian Times, nearly 1.2 million people visited Machu Picchu in 2013. So there's a lot of money that is brought in, and the Peruvian people, they are really appreciative of that. And it may be closing down in the future because they've had many people who've acted recklessly. They've been jumping around. People have fallen to their deaths on the cliffs. Also, people have disrespected the property. There's been problems with nudity or people trying to commercialize things up there. And so now they're thinking that in the future, those who want to tour the area may have to hire a tour guide in order to be able to visit these places. And you can only look at things for a certain amount of time if you're with a tour guide, which is kind of a bummer. But Machu Picchu is a place that is absolutely beautiful and incredible, and there are so many mysteries that are in this wonderful building or this wonderful monument. It has a lot of cultural value to the people of Peru and deserves to be respected today.
Time. 7 minutes. All right. That's good info. So what did you like with this one? Getting rid of my glass.
Bethany has very good projection.
That's what I was gonna say.
So,
Yes.
You hear her
and I
very
think
well.
It's been improved from last time. Yes. What else did you see?
I like how she kind of added humor in the hook. I thought it was funny anyway. But it was,
A little humor.
yeah, there's a little bit of
Yes.
humor. And
Good, good.
Oh, I was just agreeing with you.
Oh, okay. Good. Daniel.
I thought it was a great segue from her hook to her story. That's how we would feel, and then how they felt, and felt a long time ago.
Yes, and I especially appreciate how you gave more detail in it. You could have just said, just imagine if someone had come in and, taken and ruined all your belongings that you hold precious right in front of you. And I'd gone, oh, that would be terrible. But when you started walking us through individually, what if it was your journal and the pages were torn out, or jewelry, or, you named the belongings belongings, and that really got us more emotionally involved, so I like those. Tanya?
I really liked how it didn't sound scripted or anything. It just sounded like you were out there just talking, because it seemed like you knew the information really well. You didn't need to stick to a script or anything like that.
Very good observation. Good observation. Good. Any other observations? Okay, let's take a break. We're ready for one and come back at 1:45.